having 2 girls before I had my son was the biggest thing because they had little minor scrapes. But like when a boy has an accident and it's like, okay, he's bleeding. Have you had anything like that where you been like, man, we got to do something? Did you panic? How'd you handle anything like that?
Yeah. Some did happen like that, but I think it was more vanity than anything for me.
Okay.
Because he was, it was about two summers ago.
Okay.
He's running, and he's a fast kid, you know what I mean?
Right.
So he ran out ahead of me, and he couldn't really understand that the curb had a little dip in it. So he fell off the curb, and he slid on his face.
Wow.
So, I mean, how do you explain that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I ain't hit him.
Somebody gonna call defects.
Nah, but he
How'd he handle it?
he took it like a champ. He wasn't happy.
Right.
But it was a good lesson for him. I told him, listen, when you don't listen to daddy, you're gonna scrape yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. Nah, but he fell off the curb and scratched himself. But that's it. He ain't really had any major things. I think one of the scariest moments is when he was really little and he wouldn't really react to our conversation, and we couldn't make out certain words.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just said, we need to have him tested. So we had him
like
tested
for the hearing stuff?
For his hearing,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then we went through an entire testing program, and come to find out he needed tubes in his ears.
Right.
And because he had fluid buildup.
Right.
So then we went through
ear
the whole
infection
process
after ear infection after ear infection. I've been there, brother.
So then he got his hearing back completely, then I recognized he knew how to speak, Portuguese. I was like, whoa, you're like a super kid.
So, I mean, with the tubes, they had to put him to sleep, though.
No.
How'd they do it?
Yeah, they did. They actually, they did.
Yeah, because that was a whole thing. That's like to see, your kid go to sleep, and for any parent that's listening, like, oh man, them tubes, but the alternative of that.
Yeah, man. It's really hard, man, when you are kind of at the mercy of a doctor dealing with your child, because it's like, but it also makes you feel like, you know what, I need to do more research on my own to really understand my children and understand how to deal with them in cases that there's an issue or not a problem.
Right.
Not just taking the advice of a doctor that says, well, you need to medicate your child.
Right.
No.
Your child's ADD. Take this medicine. Here you go.
Nice. I mean, but my philosophy is, I do a little bit of everything. They do, they're gonna fall. So I do a lot of deductive reasoning. When we have issues and conversation, like, hey, look, now listen, we cannot do what we were gonna do.
Right.
Or you can get it together. But you're gonna get it together. Here's your options. You make the choice.
So what are the consequences?
Children deserve rights.
Okay.
My grandmother. That's for my grandmother.
Children
She's
deserve
a child
rights.
advocate. No, but they deserve the right to be heard. You know what I mean?
But what are the consequences? Like, because anybody who's grown up with do it my way or what's gonna happen. Like,
what's the consequences?
Yeah.
We leaving.
If they don't act right.
Completely. We leave. Yo,
have you been shown out on yet?
See, my kids can't show out on me. Because I show out on them. You understand?
Right.
Yeah, I will get super loud, if I have to. But nah, for the most part, I try to talk to my kids, and just, it is fun. I don't think that it's only good to just be a friend of your child.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be a friend, but you got to be, even more importantly, a parent.
Right.
And, for the most part, if we're out, one bad moment can, just spoil it for everybody.
That's right.
Me and Naveed having a good time here me and Usher having a good time here in the movies, and Naveed wants to act out, we got to leave. So we leave the entire movie. So we can't watch Kung Fu Panda because you decided you want to act out right now.
And do you say that all the way home?
I'm saying it all the way home.
You know why we ain't watching?
You know why we're here right now, right?
Right.
Now we got to wait till the DVD come out because you don't know how to act. Better yet, I'm going to just go back and see it by myself.
Wow. How's that go over?
Nah, but, man, it's just fun. It's entertaining, man. I mean, those personalities are incredible, man.
I think that's you just look at them like, I had this picture of my daughter last night, and I was just holding up to her. She's like, I'm not leaving yet. Because I was just like looking at the picture and watching her being 10 years old. Yeah. And I got this little baby picture with the little pigtails, and I'm like, it just happens so fast. So when people tell you, make sure you enjoy every moment, I know you feel that now.
You know what? I don't feel that way until I'm looking at other parents with their little ones, and then they're speaking, and their first word is bye bye or something like that. You're like, oh, I remember that. I remember that benchmark. I really hate that.
Dad, let me borrow the car keys.
I ain't really looking forward to that.
I'm not looking forward to that at all. How has it changed you musically?
I mean, I just evolved even more. I mean, but not necessarily just because of my children, but because I've evolved as an individual. You know, I've been more open to different things. I've, read more literature, been able to travel more,
Right.
understand the philosophy from a different perspective, met with counselors, whatever it may be. I really do take pride and time in really understanding my children and understanding how to communicate with them.
Right.
Because I want to make sure that I'm a good communicator for them.
Exactly.
We're raising future adults, not kids. So, the coolest part about it is through my foundation.
Mhm.
That's really when I
Manula,
first understood that you gotta. It's not benevolent in dictatorship to children. You
Right.
really have to give them an opportunity to speak. They got rights. You know what I'm saying? And that was when my parenting style basically started. But it is a lot of study. I don't believe everything I read, but for the most part, if it's worked for someone else, 9 times out of 10, it could, bear some good, good product for me.
Do you think you ever want to have a daughter?
I ain't really thinking about kids right now, Ryan.
I'm just saying.
Other than my
period.
own, I'm done right now.
Done.
I'm done right now.
Right
I'm
now,
not
but in
nipped
the
up or
future.
nothing like that.
Oh, I
but-
was like, that'd be crazy.
No.
That's something I did.
I can't do that.
I did that.
No.
No.
I'm scared of that. Where they do that at? Come on, man.
Right up
I
there
ain't
off
doing
Cobb
none of that.
Parkway.
Nah.
Usher in the studio with us right
I
now.
won't be there.
And we're talking about, the project and, do people feel like they have grown up with you and that part of it being that your life has always been under a microscope. It's almost like you're like the LeBron of entertainment where you've been scrutinized.
That's not fair, Ryan. I think you bait me right there.
I'm not baiting you.
Did you just say I'm the?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Let me go back to. I heard Charles Barkley say that
All right.
in this age of Twitter and social media and Facebook, that LeBron is the most scrutinized athlete ever because Jordan and Pippen and Magic Johnson didn't have all that stuff that's going on now.
Well, what is there not to look at? You know what I mean? He's an
Right.
incredible athlete. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And people are going to be extremely
Why you
critical.
didn't take the last shot in the All-Star game? See, that's exactly what I'm talking
I
about.
know, but that's what comes with the crown. If you don't win, everybody's against you.
Right.
At least they are, they maybe not as supportive, but then it just gives you motivation to go back. Now, I wasn't so happy that he left Cleveland the way he did. Because, yes, I am still, part of the ownership group.
I was going to ask you
He
that.
said he's still open to return,
Great. It would be good.
just
you
not
know?
for a while.
Okay,
How is
so
that-
you going to take them too? All right.
How
No.
is that as an
But let me
owner?
let me answer your question.
Okay.
Though. In terms of being scrutinized by people
Yeah.
who have an opinion, it's their opinion, and I'm actually who I am,
Right.
and I hope that they have been a part of my journey because I can't hide. I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? I am where I am, and if you want to look at something, then look, and
Right.
if you don't like what you see, turn away. But if you do and understand that I'm an open guy, man. I'm open to life and life's experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like when I travel, I try to put that into the music.
Mm-hmm.
And really the conversation that I've been having for many years has been only through my music. I haven't really had the opportunity to sit down, have that conversation, write a book, and I'm not ready to do that yet.
Right.
But really being able to open up more, even in my interviewing style, whatever it may be, I'm able to do that as a result of having kids. You know what I'm saying? And just communicate better.